With the blackout a key reason for US-backed Guaido calling for a state of emergency, the government says that electricity has been fully restored in the country. However, Washington's approach was rather different to another Spanish-speaking nation which suffered a similar issue. Donald Corter has more.
U.S. Senator Marco Rubio has been openly expressing his extreme concern over the situation in Venezuela. And when the blackout took place, he just could not ignore it.
The nationwide power failure in Venezuela, now going on its 25th hour, is causing devastating long-term economic damage. In the blink of an eye, the country's entire aluminium production capacity was destroyed by damage caused by the blackout.
But he was soon reminded about another, much longer blackout, one a bit closer to home. Puerto Rico's 11-month-long crisis became the longest blackout in U.S. history, and the second longest worldwide at the time. Unlike in Venezuela, it was caused by a hurricane named Maria. And back then, Rubio went to Puerto Rico and had this to say.
I shouldn't say surprised, but certainly encouraged to see so many of my colleagues in the Republican conference express a real desire to be helpful, both for the short term and for the long term.
Unfortunately, nice words weren't enough to bring the lights back on. Months after the hurricane devastated the Caribbean island, an explosion took the grid down yet again. Now, of course, nobody blamed it on a plan by Washington to sabotage Puerto Rico's electricity, but when the same thing happened in Venezuela, guess who was to blame?
Power shortages and starvation are the result of the Maduro regime's incompetence. Maduro's policies bring nothing but darkness.
And when the U.S. government was called out for its poor handling of the Puerto Rican relief efforts, well, come on, that was different. It was a deepening humanitarian crisis where the feds were the good guys.
Early response to Puerto Rico hurricane wasn't good, but not because federal government didn't care.
The U.S. government does seem to care a lot about Venezuela. Check out those U.S. aid trucks. As for Washington's aid packages for Puerto Rico, a couple months ago, Donald Trump tweeted he wants to end the little aid that is left for Puerto Rico. It seems that crises abroad are much easier to solve than those at home. Either that, or maybe, despite all the appeal to emotions, for some politicians, it's just not really about solving the crisis in the first place.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 10, verse 2. The wicked in his pride doth persecute the poor. Let them be taken devices that they have imagined. Verse 3, for the wicked boasteth of his heart's desire, and blesseth the covetous, whom the Lord abhorreth. Verse 4, the wicked, through the pride of his countenance, will not seek after Yahweh. Yahweh is not in all his thoughts. Verse 5, his ways are always grievous, thy judgments are far above out of his sight. As for all his enemies, he puffeth at them. Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahushai, Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahushai. Yahweh is the name who the world ignorantly calls God, and Yahushai is his son who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. First and foremost, I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Wakar, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who grew well and taught us this truth. And salutation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life to do so for Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai's sake. I'm Brother Samak from the GMS Miami camp. And the reason why I brought up the scriptures, Psalms 10, verse 2 through 5, is to show you clearly this red Hebrew Edomites character, where he's all about his way, what he desires, what he wants. He doesn't give a damn about the poor, all right? He'll speak lies, all right, condemning others, while he's the one, all right, doing the worst, all right? Clearly not taking care of Puerto Rico, all right, but yet he wants to throw sand at Venezuela. And this is just who these red Hebrew Edomites are. All right, they don't really care about no one but theirself, and they'll do wrong to anyone. All right, and then justify it by pointing at others. So let's get into this article. Senate deadlocks on disaster relief proposal amid a partisan fight over Puerto Rico aid. Aid for disaster-ravaged U.S. states and territories stalled in the Senate Monday as the president, backed by Republicans and Senate Democrats, remain locked in a fight over aid to Puerto Rico, hit hard by hurricanes in 2017, and currently out of money for crucial nutrition programs. Right. Okay? Food stamps, in other words. And so this is where, these devils, man, they're out here talking about how Maduro is oppressing Venezuela, but yet you devils are not out here taking care of Puerto Rico, all right, which is a U.S. territory, all right? Senators voted down a key procedural motion, 44-47, amid the partisan feud with no clear strategy ahead for how to pass legislation needed in order to begin negotiations with the House, which passed its own $14.7 billion disaster funding bill in January that contains more aid for Puerto Rico. So the House passed it, but the Senate didn't pass this bill, all right? And the Senate is majority who? Republicans. The stage for the logjam seemed set after President Donald Trump visited the Capitol Hill last week. In his closed-door lunch with Senate Republicans on Tuesday, the president brought along a chart to show lawmakers, according to 3 senators in the room. The chart, according to members, showed some $91 billion in federal funding for Puerto Rico versus a little over $29 billion for Texas, both hit hard by storms, with the president telling Republicans that the island nation had handled the funding poorly. Trump afterward echoed that sentiment to reporters, saying they don't know how to spend the money and they're not spending it wisely. Right, and that's who this devil Trump is, man. Because really he's just hearkening on to his masters, all right? They're the ones that are not, that are telling Donald Trump, hey, do not give any more money to Puerto Rico, all right? And so that's where he got the chart from. Hey, let me get the scripture real quickly. Book of Proverbs, chapter 29, verse 12. If a ruler hearken to lies, all his servants are wicked. You see that? So Donald Trump hearkens on to lies, man. All right, by these elite masters, and Donald Trump's he's the devil as well. He don't like us anyway, but in order to justify not giving out money to Puerto Rico, he'll come out with these charts that his masters will give him, and everybody will say, okay, yeah, no more money needs to go to Puerto Rico. And that's this devil, Donald Trump. All right. So and this goes to show you why Donald Trump, all right, he and all those that control him, all right, are against you Jakes, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans. Let's go to the book of Psalms 58, verse 3, because this is who he is, and this is who he serves, his masters, all right, these secret societies, man. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. You see that? So they're going to speak lies because they believe in their own lies. They hearken onto lies because they're a bunch of liars to begin with, man. Nothing good comes out of these devils' mouths. Verse 4, their poison is like the poison of a serpent. They are like the deaf adder that stoppeth the ear, which will not hearken to the voice of charmers, charming never so wisely. Verse 6, break their teeth, O Yahweh, in their mouth. Break out the great teeth of the young lions, O Lord. Right, and that's what's coming to America, man. The Lord is going to break your military apart because you have oppressed his people, man. You're oppressing the poor, man. And the Lord don't like it. All right, the Lord, hey, just like it was in Egypt. All right, hey, let's go to the book of Exodus, chapter 3, verse 9. The Lord hears, okay, the cries of his people. Exodus 3:9. Now, therefore, behold, the cry of the children of Israel has come unto me. And I have also seen the oppression wherewith the Egyptians oppressed them. You see? And you Edomites, you red Hebrew Edomites, you're modern day Egyptians, man. And we're still in your captivity, and you're still oppressing us. And you're a bunch of hypocrites and liars saying that everybody else is doing wrong, but you're doing so right. All right? And Puerto Rico is proof that you're not doing right. Okay? But yet you want to throw shade, throw sand, salt on Venezuela, man. All right? You need to look at your own. Look at yourself. But you're the devil. All right? And Lord willing, this lesson's edifying for the hopeful elect. It just goes to show you that these devils, man, all right, they don't give a damn about us. They never did. It's all selling wolf tickets. All right, it's all bullshit, man. It's all lies. Let's go to Deuteronomy 24. This is a cut to you Christians as well, man. All right, you so-called Christians living here in America. Thou shalt not oppress an hired servant that is the poor. This is Deuteronomy 24 and 14. Thou shalt not oppress an hired servant that is poor and needy, whether he be of thy brethren or thy strangers that are in the land within thy gates. Right. And hey, what Donald Trump is doing, all right, by showing these grabs, he's oppressing the poor, man. All right. And you so-called Christians, where's the equality here, man? I thought everybody's equal. I thought that, there's no such thing as color. You're a bunch of hypocrites, man. You so-called Christians. all right? Donald Trump, all right, is against the children of Israel. His leaders, his handlers against the children of Israel. You red Hebrew Edomites, you're against us too, all right? That's why you Jakes, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and the Americans, man, that are holding on to Christianity, man, the Lord's going to destroy you, man, because that shit is bullshit. Let's continue on with this article. Democrats have said they want to see the money already appropriated to Puerto Rico released by the federal government while adding more than $430 million in assistance to the current funding effort. Republicans maintain that Puerto Rico was not spending the money it had been given. I disagree with the president, who feels somehow that Puerto Ricans aren't Americans. They are. They are. Senator Patrick Lee, Democrat of Vermont, top Democrat on the Appropriations Committee, criticized last week and called on the president on Monday to stop holding petty grudges. Federal watchdog launches an investigation into potential interference in Puerto Rican aid. While Congress may deadlock, Puerto Rico is running out of funding for its nutrition assistance program, and its electric grid and water systems are still in despair. But yet, Donald Trump is still throwing shade at Venezuela, man. All right? Hey, man, you devils, man, you red Hebrew Edomites in America, man, the Lord is going to judge you, all right? Plain and simple, all right? You so-called Christians, you're a bunch of hypocrites. When I hear so-called Christians talk about, okay, the God of the Bible, I cringe, man. Right? Proverbs 22 and 22. Rob not the poor because he is poor, neither press the afflicted and negate right. You're robbing the poor. You're supposed to be giving that money to the Puerto Rico. All right? And you red Hebrew Edomites are blocking it and stopping it, man. All right? And Donald Trump is the face of you. Okay? So the Lord's going to get you. Because watch this, verse 23. For the Lord will plead their cause and spoil the soul of those that spoil them. Ooh. So what does that mean? Judgment's coming to America. Donald Trump will never make America great again. All right? Amen. That's why the Lord is coming to jack you people up, man. This place is finished. This place is oppressing. It lies. It's deceitful. All right? And judgment just has to come. Micah 2:1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because of the power of the hand right. And, this is what you devils do, you red Hebrew Edomites, man. All you know how to do is devise iniquity, work evil upon your beds, lie, steal, cheat, rob, fraud. That's all you know how to do, man. All right? Then you blame everybody else about their problems. And when it comes to us pointing a finger at you, you got a problem with it, man. Hey, the Lord's going to destroy you hypocrites. Verse 2. And they covet fields and take them by violence, right? Because really, you don't, Puerto Rico, what does it benefit you? There's no oil there, all right? So why that's why you're so, you don't really give a damn about Puerto Rico. And you're so animate, all right, on getting on Venezuela because there's oil over there, all right? And they covet fields and take them by violence and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man that says right. And so that's all you're doing, man. You're just bringing nothing violence all over the place, all right, to get your way, all right? Because you're the wicked, all right? And you covet, you have nothing but covetousness in your heart. You boast about, okay, your desire, and this is what it is, man. Verse 3. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, behold, against this family do I devise an evil. Verse 3. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, behold, against this family do I devise an evil, for which ye shall not remove your necks, neither shall you go haughty. For this time is evil, right? And that's why you're going into World War III. Donald Trump will never make America great again. You're going to be judged for all your wickedness, all right? Because the Lord hears the cries of his people, man. The poor, which you rich people oppress. James 5:1. Go to you now, you rich man, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. Verse 2. Your riches are corrupted and your garments are moth-eaten. Verse 3. Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. You have heaped treasures together for the last days, right? All you crackers, man, all you red Hebrew Edomites have reaped treasures for the last days. The Lord's going to bring you down, all right? America's going down, and your whole system's going down with it. Verse 4, behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept by fraud. That's right. Cry it, and the cries of them have reaped. And the cries of them which have reaped are entered to the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth. Right, the Lord hears the poor of his people crying, man. He hears their oppression, man. The Lord sees all. That's why he's bringing America down. That's why he's going to bring a judgment, all right? He sees what you're doing to his people, man, all right? And the Lord doesn't like that. Verse 5, Ye have lived in pleasure on the earth and been wanton. Ye have nourished your hearts as in the days of slaughter. Right. And that's what it is, man. Slaughter's coming to you. All right, because you boasted in your heart that you can do whatever you want. You can lie, cheat, and steal once again. You can tell lies about Venezuela, but then, say everything is good in Puerto Rico. And the Lord sees all this, man. He's going to judge y'all for it. Last scripture that I'm closing out, Jeremiah 31, verse 6, right? Because if you're dwelling in Puerto Rico, man, and you believe in this truth, man, hey, the Lord is going to take care of you, man. All right? For there shall be a day, Jeremiah 31:6, for there shall be a day that the watchman upon the Mount Ephraim shall cry, arise ye, and let us go up to Zion and to the Lord our power, right? And that's, what we're doing, man. All right? We're the watchmen. We're telling our people, hey, all right, let's go. The only way we're going to be able to get up out of here, man, is let's return to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, all right? If you're dwelling in Puerto Rico, Ephraim, all right, you so-called Puerto Ricans of today, all right, you need to return to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. All right, because Donald Trump, these red Hebrew Edomites, they don't give a damn about you, man. They believe in their lies. They only love their lies, man. They're a bunch of liars. Verse 7, for thus saith the Lord, sing with gladness for Jacob and shout among the chief of the nations. Publish ye, praise ye, and say, O Lord, save thy people, the remnant of Israel. Right? And that's what we're doing. The Lord's going to save his people, the remnant of Israel. The ones that returned to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, repented, came back to the law, statutes, commandments, followed them to the best of their ability, hoped, prayed, believed, and did the works as they supposed to do as a Hebrew Israelite. Verse 8, behold, I will bring them from the north country, America, and gather them from the coast of the earth, wherever they were scattered at, all the Israelites, and them, the blind and the lame, the women with child, and her that travailed with child together, a great company shall return thither. Right, the Lord is going to deliver us from wherever we were scattered at. Verse 9, they shall come with weeping, and with supplications will I lead them. I will cause them to walk by the rivers of water in the straight way, wherein they shall not stumble. For I am a father to Israel, and Ephraim is my firstborn. Right? So the Lord is coming back for all his children, man. All right? So, the 12 tribes. Verse 10. Hear the word of the Lord, O ye nations, declare it in the isles afar off, and say, he that scattered Israel will gather him and keep him as a shepherd does his flock. Right? And the Lord is going to get his people out of their conditions, out of their poverty. All right? Verse 11. For the Lord hath redeemed Jacob and ransomed him from the hand of him that was stronger than he. Exactly, man. All right? And the Lord is going to take us up out of our captivity, all right? Get us away from our enemies, man. They're oppressing red Hebrew Edomite, all right? The so-called white man today. And if you can't see that the so-called white man is oppressing you, man, you're insane, man, all right? This is crazy, man. Look 2019, all right? And you got these devils fighting over money, all right, to take care of the people in Puerto Rico all right? Goes to show you, man, the Lord, we got to return to the Lord, and the Lord is going to judge these devils, man. That's just what it is. So, Lord willing, it's edify. I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Double honors to the apostle, great millstone, who well had taught us this truth, taught me this truth. And salutation to the Akim out there pushing this truth to sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth and risking their life to do so for Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai's sake. Love you, brothers. Keep enduring, keep the faith. And with that, shalom and abad the ball.